Have a bit of a chat about recap of Wellington around the bays, but right now just got to feed the horses. I think this name is Thomas. Thomas, you want some carrots? Spoiled today. Got double lot today. Where's your mate? Hey, oh, got to feed the horses. Here you go. And peas, you got even got peas. It's all right. Bit of peas. I think, do they like peas, horses? Question of the day: do horses like peas? Because I got some peas on the tree and carrots. Who's there coming? Someone coming? You're right. Thomas, where's the other? Where's the other horses? You're right. Oh, wasting it all, Thomas. Okay, we'll save some for the other horses. G'day. Alright, how's it going? Any horses around that way?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll go over here. Come on. Good horse, want some more? Come on. Come on. Thomas. Come on, Thomas. Okay, we'll feed the horses and then we'll get on with Wellington around the bays 2026 February recap of half marathon. You see this? Okay, so we'll feed the horses. I gave those girls, 3 girls there, some of the carrots. They carried on feeding them. Yeah, and the subject today is if the weather on race day is absolutely stormy weather, do you cancel it or do you just join in the fun? So yeah, every day is definitely different. Been training up, well, since end of November 2025. It was niece's wedding on the 29th of November, and the next day I had the triathlon. So the last thing I did was a triathlon, standard distance triathlon, 1500 meter swim and 40k bike ride with the 10k run, and that went okay. Just my bike, old mountain bike probably wasn't the best thing to have, but yeah, it came to, so I did some good training, but I have been trying to change my little my approach to the training a bit, because you've got to try things. Some things work, some don't, and so this time around I kind of I think I did less long runs, like 30k long runs like I was doing for previous years, training for the half marathon and other ones. But for this half marathon, didn't do so many long runs, but I just did tempo runs up here, 15k's, 21k's in the week, steady runs, and for about a month tried working on a little bit on sort of speed stuff, to see like if that would just make a change in the speed of getting around the half marathon. And so I did a couple of park runs, 19 minute, trying to do the big 18 minute, but not quite, and they went okay. So other than the triathlon, I just did some park runs, a few park runs on the odd Saturdays. And when I would run from home to the trig, I would run back, and then first 5k's easy, and the second 5k's running back at about 4:15, 4 pace, and that went good. Yeah, so I got up early on that morning, Sunday morning, and well, about 4 o'clock, yeah, you know, to go for a little bit of a walk, do some bit of stretches, warm up, and you know, go to have breakfast a couple of hours before, sort of thing, do all the right things. And as soon as I got outside there in the morning, it was just windy, just big wind gusts. So I knew I don't know how this is going to go. But so set off to go to Wellington, and funny how early morning starts, you get to see things you normally don't see. Like when I coming from Levin to Pora. I stayed at Camp Wellington. That was good. And then early in the morning heading towards Wellington, just past Pora, between Pora on the highway, between Pora and Tower to the left, sort of looked over one of the resting areas. There was a huge stag, and just in the darkness and just a little bit of light, you could see a huge stag, a wild stag, you know. How it got there, I don't know. There's a bit of bush there, down from Tower, Grenada type place, I don't know, but freaky to see. I should have rang the police straight away, I suppose. Could have rounded the highway, caused a big accident. Yeah, and when I was at Elsden Camp, there was a real distinctive bird noise that I've never heard up here. Trig, any, I would have known, because I heard lots of bird noises up here. And so I filmed it, put a little bit on there, and I researched it a bit. And it turns out it was the native New Zealand falcon, Kariri, I'm pronouncing it right, Marino. Pretty awesome birds. I looked into it a bit, and they're like the fastest, one of the fastest birds on the planet. Awesome. And they hunt pretty much only living things, where other hawks and harriers, they just scavengers, or they'll just hunt, you know, they'll just get scavenged food stuff dead. But the native New Zealand falcon, it's just the racket it makes. That two of them were fighting a bit of food when I first got there. Making out of a racket. But yeah, the day went on, I got there and I thought, when we're going to park, you know. Didn't really organise any park the days before. It's a bit of a hassle going from living, trying to find park in Wellington. And some of the roads are blocked. I didn't want to get caught up in all the roadblocks, so I just parked down to the station. Right outside the station, where there's a Gandhi statue, there was a car park there. So I parked there. Opened the door, big gust of wind, like just full on storm, worse than a storm, cyclone sort of weather. Couldn't even open the door of the car just about, so I was freaking out, because in my mind I was thinking, training, yes, Wellington flat. You know, it's got to be a good day. I mean, Wellington's always windy, but surely we're going to get a good day. But it was the complete opposite. It wasn't just a windy day, it was the windiest day I've ever experienced in Wellington. So I freaked out a bit, you know, trying to go through things in your mind. Nah, just save it, try another, all the training you put in, you know, try something else to do a PB. So I actually drove back to Johnsonville, you know, thinking about it, just big decisions, undecisive. And then I got as far as Johnsonville. I was trying to think of what reasons would you want to run, full-on run, you know, on that sort of weather. So then I thought, well, one reason is pay for it, so don't want to lose your registration. And, you know, you have to change from big serious running to have a bit of fun, join in, and just join in. Join in, but have a bit of fun. And I'm glad I did, totally glad I did. And it's just meeting all the, you know, literally thousands of people that are doing the same thing, enjoying it. But I noticed Wellington people, they probably don't realise it themselves, but stormy, windy weather to them, it's just another day. Yeah, but when you're from, like, even Levin, we don't get that sort of weather. Occasionally up here, it's been trees blown down, but that sort of wind, it's high case. But what encouraged me too later, a few things I learned is other runners come on your Strava site, whatever, and they do comments, and it just encourages, gives you a different way of looking at things. Like I was sort of a bit negative, moaning about my time wasn't that great. I come third, but I still come third in my age group. Out of it was over 2,000 people, but I came third in my age group. 45 people in my age group of the 60s over, and they came third. Hour 36, which it came to halfway for the run. I wasn't that, because I didn't know how to approach it. That was the funny thing. I wasn't ready for that amount, you know, type of weather. So I didn't know how to approach it. But I noticed a lot of the Wellington people, they're used to it. They knew exactly what to do in southerlies, northerlies. But I thought southerly, it's going to be impossible to run the whole run, but it was a bit the opposite. When you take off from the starting line, Oriental Bay, really good. You take off with the southerly behind you. So, and a lot of people were taking off. I took off with the hour 30 group. You know, that was the big goal, our 30 group. And a little bit of a mistake was, you know, even though I had the fitness in that, keeping up with that hour 30 group, as soon as you hit the headwind, there's no way I can keep up with that pace into the wind. So I should have, you know, what I learned is, of course you can do, there were 3 or 4 people that I know in the race, they did a few seconds off PB. So they used the full-on tailwind, you know, to get a good time, use the wind to make up speed. A lot of people might not agree with that way of doing it, but the 3 or 4 people that I know, but they've also must have done a real awesome training block, got more fitness. They did some amazing times. And Whānau Gordon said to me, one of the runners I've been doing some runs with, said, that sort of encouraged me. He said, not all runs are going to be, you know, nice weather. He said, train in all sorts of weather because you don't know what to expect on race day. And that's true, I sort of knew that, but, you know, I got too much in that sort of mindset of it's going to be a fine day, go for PB time. But it's not always like that. And he also said, you improve on those big, hard, freaky weathers, storms and things. But it was so stormy, I thought, you know, is this even safe to do it in this sort of weather? Yeah, and so Waituiri's next. That's coming up end of March this year, and you get a nice t-shirt with your registration. But my brother went up there a couple of days ago after the storm, hundreds of trees down. There isn't even any track that we know that we usually go around is there. So, you know, not just a few trees, hundreds of pine trees down everywhere. So hopefully Waituiri will be right by end of next month, surely. Yeah, if not, don't know what they're doing. Do the whole Waituiri on the road there. But yeah, so that's good. In the end, really happy that it did do it, YouTubers. So just want to know the question of the day, what do you do? Really stormy day, definitely in running, you have to pivot, change your attitude, and people's comments on Strava gave me a different way of looking at it. But yeah, so that's really good. Met some people who did their runs, they're really good, and it was just, some of it was so windy, it was hard to just even run. Some people were getting blown over forwards with the tailwind behind, actually blowing off their feet onto the road, sort of thing. So it's not a sort of run I thought you can take too seriously, but what I did learn is you still can, you just got to approach the race completely different. Use the tailwind and just hang on there with the headwind. So that's what I learnt. YouTubers, any comments? Be good to hear some comments down below. What do you do on stormy weather? What does it take for you not to do it? The race day. Is it more sensible to just give it a miss and train for something else next week or next month? Good one, YouTubers. Haven't done a video on here for a while, but what else I got to say there is a nice day. So that was a short training block to Wellington around the Lows. So we now have a sort of a week of just a little bit of walk, ride, swim, and probably this week off from running, and start the training block towards marathon. The plan at this stage, well, good, no injuries, is Waituiri, March the 29th, and then in June, Wellington Marathon. That's what the plan is at this stage, but I would like to do something different. There's also coming up at the end of this month, February the 29th it is the exterior. They have trail runs and duathlons and all sorts running from Queen Elizabeth Park.